What's up? What's up? It's Nikki Smith. How y'all doing this morning? It's Monday. I'm so not usually on Monday. It's kind of weird for me. Monday I'm usually tied up doing a bunch of stuff, and I do have to do a lot of stuff, but I'm generally teaching on Monday. So I'm happy to not be teaching a physical crowd, but to be teaching my virtual crowd. How y'all doing today? I hope you all enjoyed what I talked about yesterday. I actually got quite a few texts, quite a few emails from yesterday, quite a few. So if you didn't watch me yesterday, please go in and watch me yesterday. For those of you all that I coach, that I've coached in the past, it'll benefit you greatly. Please go on and watch that. But I'm going to start talking about one of the first principles I talked about yesterday. And I talked about the principle of what success is, and how if we don't sit back and reflect, push pause, we ain't gonna get there, guys. You see, I'm still drinking out of my same cup. Y'all see that? This is my same cup. Proceed as if success is inevitable, but it ain't inevitable if you don't do the work. It's just not. But you gotta know what that means to you. So let me talk about the first principle. I broke it down into three things yesterday. I broke it down into money, people, and things. And that's really what it is, guys. And you have to figure out, and it's not something any of us know right away. We generally have to figure out what lane we're in. And what happens is once you figure that out, your exact working model starts to fall under that. So let me shoot with this first. The first one is obviously money, right? A lot of people think success is all about making money, which I don't really care what form of success you're in. You should want to make a couple dollars, right? Because even if it's people or things, you need money to help people. You need money to buy things. Money, good credit, all of that. So let me talk first about money. And I want to talk to my salon owners out there. And I have been in many talks with people about this whole booth rental commission thing. I don't know if you all are aware. And I'm not talking about just the states that have abolished booth rental. I'm talking about even states that haven't. There is something happening with the state, with the government, with our industry now where I'm going to back it up a little bit for you to explain it to you the way it was explained to me by labor lawyers. First of all, this is the problem that the government is now having on a state level or federal level with our business. Most of us that went to school were not cash paying students. We all got some kind of loan, some kind of grant, some kind of something, right? To pay for these school tuitions. But look at what happens. The government is constantly funding money into the beauty industry, whether that's esthetician, nails, barber, hairstylist, whatever it is. They funding all this money into our industry. But what is happening is when we get out and we got a job on the government's dime, we ain't paying no taxes. We're not putting no money back in the kitty. Okay, and for those of you all that know a little bit about how the church world functions, think of this. And you know, there's still a debate on this. The last church I used to go to, not the church I go to now, but the one I went to before that, he used to have what's called like open mic night. That's if you went to church on Saturday. It was the day that you could ask him or anybody in the church administration, whatever you want. And they would ask this question. I thought it was interesting. If you don't pay tithes, that's what they would ask. Should you be privileged or should you have the same accessibility to every church program that the people that pay tithes should have? And it was interesting when this question was asked, and I'm correlating that to where we've gotten to now with the government giving all of us money, because very few of us paid out of our pockets to go to school. The government's giving all of us this money, and we are not putting it back into we're not paying taxes. We're not putting it back in the kitty. So that argument at the church, it was kind of like divided, right? There was some, obviously the ones that pay tithes, that was like, no, because it ain't fair. I pay tithes, I give my money, so when I come for a church program, it should be available to me. But for those that don't pay tithes, then if we keep giving them, this is what was said. I'm not saying I agree either way, but this is what was said in that forum, that if the ones that don't pay tithes keep sucking up the money in terms of the programs and all this other things, then where's the money going to come from? Where is it going to keep filtering back in? So that was an argument, and it went forever. There was never any resolution to it. It was just my opinion, your opinion, etc. So you be the judge on that question. I ain't going to say what my opinion was because y'all don't want y'all fighting me on this talk, right? So anyway, so now let's correlate that to where we are today. This is what's happening. I'm bringing this back home to this whole commission booth rental thing, y'all. We have taken out all these millions of dollars to go to school. We're not paying taxes back to the government. We flying under the radar. We're doing all this stuff. So now the government has gotten way more stringent with even giving the beauty schools, and that comes through the Department of Education, financial aid accessibility. They're making you go through hoops and hurdles, and it's never been easy, but it's harder than ever now to get it. Okay, so now let's fast forward that again. And let me talk to you salon owners in terms of money, in terms of what is happening as a result of all of that, just giving you a little bit of background. Because the government and the government, state and federal level now are kind of like, with our industry, they're shunning our industry. That is where all this talk of deregulation is coming from, where they like, forget it. They don't want to do right. We just let them do it. We ain't going to bother with no license, none of that. Be done with it. That is a fight that is continually happening, where they are trying to abolish our licensing, okay? That's all happening. Also, let me talk to some of you booth rental owners. This is what's happening, and all of this is spinning from all of that. For all of you all that say you want to make money, because that's your idea of success, is I need to see my zeros added up and calculated more and more and more in my bank account, but you don't want to even consider commission. You don't want to even think about commission. Now, I do understand that a lot of you all do not understand how commission works. And that's why you don't want to do it. And that commission is going to do just that. It's going to make you work. Okay? This is the problem with that. Half of us as stylists, and I'm going to break this down more. There's only two ways that you can be a 100% working active stylist and run your business at 100%. The only way that happens, if you still want to stay behind that chair and do stuff right, where you can entertain the possibility of a commission salon, you're going to have to hire somebody as a manager, assistant manager, whatever you want to call it. You're going to have to hire somebody to take on that onus, even while you're physically there. You're going to have to. Or what's going to happen is, you're going to have to start working on some transitional plans to get you from behind the chair so much. I ain't say you got to quit cold turkey, but you're going to have to come from behind the chair a little bit so that you can then focus on your business and run it so that it can make more money, which then allows you possibly to entertain the commission concept, because commission is professional babysitting. You are going to be more instrumental into making sure they win so you could win. If they don't make money, you don't make money. Commission has no cap. None. When you talk about booth rental, now I'm talking about for those that say that their idea of success is making money. Period. Okay? When you're that person, you're going to have to entertain money-making principles, which booth rental, it's capped off. Let me tell you what happens in booth rental. Say you got 5 stylists and they're all booth rental, and maybe they came to you, and I know you all are doing this, put them on commission for a minute, then swing them over to booth rental after they get some more customers. But let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to hopefully continually grow, and their booth rental is going to stay the same, and your utilities are going to go up, and the wear and tear on your furniture is going to go up. Everything for you increases. You're going to have to, your dryers are going to wear out faster because they're using more. As they grow, your bills are going to grow, which means your overhead is going to grow, but your take-in is not going to move. You got that? You ain't bringing more money in. Yes, it does allow you to do less work. Yeah, you ain't got to do all that. But let me tell you where you all can get in the trick bag, and I'm connecting this with what I said earlier about with the labor lawyers and the government and all of that. Let me tell you what's happening. And I'm going to put this out. I won't say any names, but I talked to a person some time ago. Now listen to this story. They were on booth rental. They had a booth rental salon with up-teen amount of stylists in it, like 9, 10 stylists. They had an issue with one of the stylists, which happens, right? The stylist and the owner sometimes getting a little tip and it can't be smoothed out. So what happened was, now this is in booth rental because I'm going somewhere with this. This person had got a contract. Now I have a booth rental and a commission contract in books that you can buy them online and you can download them digitally. This person did exactly what I did. I got the contract, put everything in that I knew I needed to put. That I went to the lawyer, had them look over it. Now this is a regular corporate lawyer. Went to the lawyer, had them look over it. They said it was cool. They added a little bit, took a little bit away, all that other stuff. And so I'm thinking I got a rock solid contract. Now mine is now, but at the time I'm talking about way back when, it wasn't that. So let me tell you what happened. This person got into a little tiff with the worker. Worker said, okay, I see this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be happy here, and you're not going to be happy with me here. Okay, I'll be gone in 2 weeks. She did that, gave the consideration of telling her she'd be gone in 2 weeks. As she left, all kind of talks, and they started talking to everybody. For any owner that been through this, they just start, I call it that backroom quarterbacking, and they start talking, all kind of little chitter-chatter starts happening. Well, this person chitter-chatted outside of the salon. What ended up happening was, I don't know how they hooked up with a labor lawyer. I don't know how that happened. This person hooked up with a labor lawyer. They hooked up with a labor lawyer that said, let me see your contract. The labor lawyer let them see the contract. They let the labor lawyer see the contract. They looked at the contract. And what they stated, now listen to me when I say this, is that the contract was too gray. It was a gray area. It was a contract that had too many rules, too many regulations, too many things in it for someone that's supposed to be an independent contractor. So what they assessed is that this contract is really more suited for an employee, not a contract worker. So they challenged it. The girl hired him. The labor lawyer challenged it. And it came, the actual legal term for this is the piercing of the veil. It almost happens even when you mix your personal money with your business money, and then you get sued and you try to say I'm a corporation, but if they look at your bank statements, you got all this stuff that seems personal that's coming out of your business account, and it will get you burnt up. It will say to the judge, to whoever's making this ruling, that we're going to pierce the veil and we're going to say, even though you're a corporation, all of this is yours and we coming after all of it. So that's what happened with this contract. It's a booth renter, but you're trying to put all these rules and regulations in like they're a commission employee. So the girl got sued. She got sued. When she got sued, not only did the person that was going to leave win, but they also told all the other workers that was still there about what happened. And this subsequently, they all said, let me see what I can do. And she had a full-on walkout. Full-on walkout. They all sued her. They all won. They won. She had not paid into Social Security, unemployment, workman's comp, part of their taxes. None of that, because she's looking at them as an independent contractor. So not only did it not make her money, but it cost her upteen of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that she not got to pay back. Okay? So let me tell y'all something. For y'all that don't want to work, and you say you want to make money, but you want to make money easy because you say, I ain't babysitting and I want to be flexible and if you want to be a real business owner, and hey, I get it. It is not easy getting people to work on commission today. I 100% get it. But it is also not impossible. And honestly, with what you owners have to do to get people that are on booth rental to move and act and motivate them and do all this other stuff, you're doing the work anyway. You've just capped yourself off where you now don't think you don't have to do all this other stuff. And then to add insult to injury with how we doing it, some of y'all don't have no contract at all. So you really asking for it. But again, if you want to make money, you have got to entertain the possibility of having commission. And don't wait until the government says this state no longer can do booth rental, because that's going to happen too. Okay? Commission has no cap. It has no ending. It has no, this is the only amount of money that you're going to make. And it allows us who want to control our culture, who want to make sure folks ain't doing whatever they want to do, it allows us to be able to control the environment legally. But yes, you're going to have to do things like consider paying into unemployment, paying into workman's comp. Yes, you are. You're going to have to be a real owner and not just somebody standing behind a chair, paying a lease and doing whatever it is that you're doing and saying I'm an owner, but you ain't doing nothing but just slumlording. You're going to have to do more than that if you want to make money. So if that requires you to learn more about how commission goes, then that's what you need to do. But if you want to make money, if that is your success principle, then look, at the end of this thing, great, people growing, great, I've accumulated things, but the ultimate goal is I need to make money or this ain't working for me. If that is you, you have got to entertain commission. You have got to, okay? I'm also going to break down another principle. I have all this in a book. You can go on my website, which is in the title, knowledgebynikki.com. You'll see booth rental versus commission. Let me give you something else that comes with thinking I need to make money, period. You're going to have to be mindful about the location that you choose. There are 3 types of location, right? You can be in a retail space, which is going to cost you more, but you're going to make potentially more money. You could be in an office space, which is going to cost you a little less. And they also have office spaces, which are within retail spaces or retail areas. That's going to be somewhere in the middle. And then you can have industrial space. Okay, that's back at the truck stop. Well, don't nobody know you there. And you got to spend ridiculous amounts of money marketing just to get them to know that you're there. Let me give you an idea about prices. All y'all say y'all want a big shop? Okay. You want a big shop? You want a 5,000 square foot shop? Let me give you an idea of prices. I don't care where you live. If you want to be in a retail space, that's where you want to be, where you can literally just put a sign up and say, shampoo and style free with a relaxer or whatever. You're going to have to pay anywhere from $28 to $60 a square foot for that space. And that's not including maybe common area maintenance. That's not including other stuff you may have to pay. You're going to have to pay that. The benefit to that is you will not have to spend as much money marketing because you'll be visible. And then you'll also be able, I hate to use this term, but it's where we are, you'll be able to recycle employees very, very readily. That means if one got to go, you got to get rid of it. It don't matter because you're going to have one. You probably will have a list of people that want to work in that spot because of the location. You'll also be able to offer people walk-in traffic if you're in that area. So it will make your business run smoother and have more options, but it's going to cost you some money. You do the math. If you had $60 a square foot, if I'm in New York, might be up to like $100 a square foot if you're in like New York or California. That means for every 100 square feet, you just multiply that times whatever dollar amount that is per square footage. So if you say you want 5,000 square feet, okay, 5,000 square feet for $50 a square foot, you do the math. That's like $2,500. No, that's more than that. I got to do more math than that. But you do the math. It's going to cost you, but it's going to save you, and you can really run a commission business very well in this type of area. Let me give you how you know if this is that area. If you all go to the village or the municipality of that area, and you want to know if this is the type of area that draws that type of traffic, you want to find the nearest intersection, whatever that is, the nearest to the location you're looking at. You want to ask them how many cars go through this intersection within a 8-hour period from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 10 to 6, whatever. And if they say it's 1 million plus, that's the area you want to be in. If you want to make money, you're going to have to spend some money off the top. So let me talk to some of you all who have not opened a salon yet. I coach a group called Aspire, and it's for those that have not opened yet to get them ready before they jump off a bridge without a parachute. If that is you, you're going to have, I tell all of them, if you ain't got $30,000 liquid, we ain't even talk about opening no shop. because I don't believe in taking out a loan to open your first business. You got to get used to some stuff. I don't believe in that. I believe you learn the disciplines of saving your money, get you some liquid money, and be able to then go into it and pay for some stuff and not have so much you got to pay for later. But if you really want to make money and you know in the door this is you, I don't want to see you with less than 50. And I'm being generous. 50 is like something that was already a shop or already a salon where you don't have to spend $20,000 on plumbing. That's what I'm talking about when I say 50. That means you got enough to buy the furniture you need, to buy whatever else you need, to spend money on getting employees before you open, not have all this prettiness, and now you scrapping for people. Location, what you need, if you're new, you need at least $50,000 liquid. Don't go borrow it, because if something go wrong, now you got to pay that back, and you're trying to figure out how to do this in your first shop. Do not borrow. I will stand flat-footed on that. I don't care what nobody says, okay? So this is something that you have to look for. If you got 1 million+ cars riding past that location, you may want to be there or somewhere around there if you're making money, because if you want to make money, because it'll save you a whole lot of money on marketing. You almost ain't got to do nothing but just open the windows and people just gonna see you. Also, your retail. You should, I know I got to work on that with you all. You should have more retail. Black salons ain't got nothing up there, and if it's up there, it's dusty. White salons got enough retail, you can't even see through the window. I don't think we fully understand. I know our patrons do not come as frequently, but trust me when I say, I don't care if they come every week, every 3 days. They got something at home. They got some shine, some edge control, some shine spray, some holding spray, they even got shampoo and conditioner, and they swear they don't even shampoo their hair. They got something. We also have a lot of other things. Head wraps, rain scarves. If you got nails in there, the shoes with the toe separators. It's plenty of stuff you can retail. Most of all, I had a girl that coached with me that was in Dallas. I told her, you become the hub. You become the supply store for your workers. They ain't good on keeping up with inventory and buying stuff in cases. They don't know how to do that. So you be the supply house. You buy it in the case. Get you a resale tax and use license. You buy it in the case. Every time they need something, they just buy from you. She didn't know that was going to work at first. Then she told me, girl, work like a charm. They love it. They can come to work now, not worry about, dang, I forgot to go get XYZ and go to the beauty spot. They ain't got to worry about none of that now. It's all there. So you now also become the supply center for them. It is phenomenal. But if you want to make money, this is a principle you're going to have to accept. And if you don't know nothing about it, learn about it. This is what's called being a real owner. Okay, not just somebody collecting money and just paying the light bills and everybody in here just existed. This is somebody that is a for real owner. And if you still behind the chair like that, then you just going to have to hire somebody to work in there, to be your eyes and your ears, to be able to help everyone understand what their role is. But commission is something people are like, I ain't doing no commission. Yeah, well, you better start thinking about it, because your bill's still going up with all those booth renters. If they grow, they going to end up costing you more money, and it's rent control, guys. It's rent control. Okay, so then you're going to find yourself just ending up being in a bad situation because your bills is going up. You know, the landlord that you pay, they go up every year. 5%, 3%, 10%, they'll go up every year. You're not even passing your cost of even incorporating in the your booth renters what you're incurring as far as your rent going up, your electricity going up. Because you know what? You can't keep going up on booth rent. You can have a yearly increase, but it's like anything else. How much you gonna go up? Okay, but it's a way to do it, especially today, and get people to stay. And you have to know how to target the right people that want that benefit. Let me give you one group this group almost like this much, almost made me want to go open a salon again. I owned a salon for years and I did well. There is a large percentage of people that are changing careers. They're shifting. We know we got 1,000 nurses that's got salon licenses. We got teachers that's now coming into the salon. You got a lot of people now switching gears. And let me tell you the beauty of those people that have come from what I call regular jobs. They already have a sense of discipline. They know what it means to be to work on time, They know what it means to suffer consequences if you don't do what you're supposed to do. They already have worked under structure. You got it? Those people are some of the best, absolute best workers to take in because they're trying to grow. And a lot of them have taken severance packages, they've taken buyouts, they've taken all these other things, so they still got money coming in. So they ain't tripping. They ain't sweating you about not sitting there. They're disciplined enough. They know what it means to sit there. And if they on commission, they ain't running out every 5 seconds because they just tired of sitting and waiting for walk-ins. And I'm telling you, this group, if you have a business and you want to target a group, target that group. Look, marketing. Are you tired of your present career? How about a career in beauty culture? I see that stuff on TV. You can literally come up with a marketing campaign that will literally target that group. They're usually more mature. The biggest thing is they have worked under some kind of structure, so they understand what it means to work under structure. If you say you're going to be here from 9 to 5, I need you here from 9 to 5. When a walk-in come in, I shouldn't be looking for you. Okay? This is how commission is run. There are many digital products now that you can pad your package with and create value with it, where a person, you can hire somebody to handle your social media and therefore pass that person on to the people that are working for you. But you gotta be willing to think, to learn, and to do. Okay? If you want to make money, this is what you got to do. This is just what it is. This is something that is absolutely essential to people who say they want to make money. If you're not doing none of this, then money is not what you're trying to make. And I'm talking about in regards to what I talked about yesterday, as far as the success principles and how you got to do things differently. That was an hour video. Y'all want to watch it? It was from yesterday. Go watch it. But this is something you have to actually entertain. Let me talk to you another principle. And there's many in the book. I'm just talking to you about some of them. Your layout and your design. Y'all, when I say, if I see another she poo poo salon that ain't got a chair in it, not one, no, they got chairs. They don't have no bodies behind the chairs. I am so disgusted with us spending all this money on stuff that it will never, ever, ever see that money back within a reasonable amount of time. My salons were always nice. I'm not saying don't make it nice. What I am saying is you have to make it nice in accordance to the people you serve. Why are you buying $1,000 hydraulic chair and you can't get more than $40 for a shampoo and style? Does that make sense to you? It cannot make sense to you. You have to look at what you've spent into this salon and make sure that your return on your investment you can see within 3 years. Minimal or max 3 years. That's it. If you didn't spend $100,000, can you see that $100,000 back in 3 years? If you can't, then don't spend $100,000. You can still make something nice that does not cost you $1,000 per hydraulic chair. You can. I see y'all putting in white furniture and floors that the minute some color drip on them, you done and you ready to slit somebody's throat if they drip color and if they walk around. And look, you are running a business, and a business along with aesthetics has to also be practical. It has to be practical. You need to buy something sturdy that could take a beating, that still looks good. There is something in the middle. And then there's something I learned years ago that gave me an all new respect for people who do layout and design. This is a way you can save money and make more money. Instead of getting a 5,000 square foot space, get yourself a 2,000 square foot space. Pay somebody, just like they do on HGTV, and I'm doing this because my TV is right there. Pay somebody to lay that joker out and do what IKEA says is think cubic. Pay somebody that knows how to space plan, that knows how to organize. What does IKEA do? They'll tell you, you got a whole house in 750 square feet and ain't nothing on top of each other. I paid somebody way back back when. Didn't fully understand it at the time. But I paid somebody. I think my space at the time was maybe about 1,300 square feet. This was my second salon, I think. I paid them. I only paid him back then like $500. Now, obviously, it's a little more now. I paid that guy. He worked at a furniture for salon furniture manufacturing company. He was part of their staff, but you could pay him individually to figure out this space for me. Man, dude figured out how to cut a wall somewhere else for the bathroom, flip the toilet, flip the sink. He gave me another whole wall of 3 more stylists and 2 shampoo bowls. There is no way I could have thought of what he did. No way. I realized that was a well-spent $500. That $500 allowed me to produce 3 more working stylists, and I had commission. 3 more working stylists and 2 more bowls, just because he decided to close the wall off to the bathroom, put the door somewhere else, flip the toilet, flip the sink. It wasn't even no major project. It was worth it. That means now I can get in a smaller square footage space, more practical working capital without spending $50, $60, $70 for 5,000 square feet. That's what that means. That means you can keep your overhead down. That's called leveraging. You keep your overhead down, but you produce more in a smaller space, and people still ain't sitting up on top of each other. This is worth paying for. If you know, and almost all the furniture places, the high-end furniture places now have people that do this. It is worth paying for someone to lay out your space. And another thing, I don't want to see no more of these she-poo-poo waiting areas where you got people that ain't doing nothing but sleep. They don't need to be sleep. You need people where they sitting up, not waiting for long periods of time. That's something I had to learn. But you're spending, I done seen people spend $10,000 on the couch. Seriously? $10,000? That's retarded on a couch. If you spending that kind of money, you better be getting $100, $150 for just a shampoo and style. If you spending that kind of money, you have to look at your initial investment, and you have to say, and we're talking simple math, y'all. Okay, if I spend $36,000, I'm gonna keep it real simple. If I spend $36,000, that ain't even no real money. If I spend $60,000, I'm gonna say 60. That is nothing. My first salon, I spent 85 grand. Me and my ex-husband, and we saved that money. That means if I had to quit Starbucks, eat tuna sandwiches, cook at work, whatever, that's what I did. And we saved 85 grand. So when we got in there, we didn't owe nobody but us. So in our return on investment, that was 85. Let's say you spent 60. You need to be able to recoup that in 3 years. Every dime of it. At $60,000, if we do simple math, I ain't talking about depreciation and all that, just simple math. That means we got to be able to recoup. That means we got to be able, outside of bills and stuff that happens and in whatever we got to pay for the salon, outside in the net profit, we need to be able to make $20,000 a year, or we still ain't paid ourselves back. That means that you need, if you divide that by 12 and you do simple math, that means you got to be able to make, what's that, about $750? About $750? No, let me, here, I ain't even going to figure, I ain't going to even guess. Let me tell y'all what that means. If I need to make $20,000 a year, net profit, net outside of the regular net, because you still need to have some money when it's over. If I divide that by 12, that means $1,666 I need to be able to put away every month to pay back the initial loan, the initial money I use. Hopefully y'all didn't use no loan. I need to be able to do that. Or actually, whether you know it or not, you ain't made a dime. That's why they say businesses are in the red within the first 3 to 5 years. But with digital media now, we can actually fast track that a little bit. You can set up online stuff. You can set up private Facebook pages. You can set up things that people could pay for, that they don't physically have to be there. It is a lot of things you can do. But I'm telling you, if you spend $60K on your shop, if you are revamping or if you are upgrading your shop and you spend $60K, when are you going to make that back? You have to figure that out. That's why if you know you spending $100 grand and you ain't going to see that back in 10 years, is it worth spending $100 grand? The return on your investment is too far. It's too far. So that means you need to bring it down a little bit, buy something that's nice, but ain't breaking the bank and ain't got you eating tuna every day. You need to figure that out. If you want to make money, these are the principles you're going to have to entertain, or you're going to be stuck in debt, stuck in the red, stuck not able to move. All your service dollars are also going to, if you are still behind the chair, you ain't got no money to pay nobody. So now you're stretched and stressed. And now you like, what am I going to do? I got to work behind this chair. I got to pay bills here, pay bills at home. It doesn't work, guys. It does not work. So as I talked to you yesterday, if you one of your main primary success principle is I want to make money. You cannot only think booth rental. You cannot negate retail. You can't put yourself in the back alley where now you got to spend $1 million to market to get yourself there. Now, I'm not saying you still can't make a couple dollars, but it's going to lessen your ability to make money. You can't just say, I don't need them salon layout and design people. I'm telling you from living it, and I've done it more than once now, those people are worth the money you pay them. They come in. Look, there's a girl that I actually have dealt with for years, and she's in New York. I told her she in the wrong business. She's right outside of Times Square. I don't know what they call this little area, but I already knew when I had to go meet her where she was, and I said, okay, she's spending some money. I went into this young lady's salon, and it was 400. Y'all hear me? 400 square feet. I had never seen 400 square feet work this well in my life. She had like 5 chairs, a color station, a retail area. I'm picturing she had a magazine area. She had a dryer area. She had a receptionist desk. Y'all, all I said when I walked in there, I said, who did this? Who put this together? Because it was put together. She did an IKEA move. She told me she did it. I told her she in the wrong profession, because there's no way I would have ever thought to get that in 400 square feet. It was beautiful, and it was nothing on top of each other. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. And because of where she was, she had some killer rent. Her rent was at about $80 a square foot. I took pictures of her salon. I'm gonna see if I can find them and post them. I asked her for permission years ago. I said, girl, I just had to keep looking at it like, you did this yourself? It was off the chain. It was absolutely ingenious the way this girl took 4,000 square foot. But look, she paying $80 a square foot to be in this location. Okay? Where it's like Times Square traffic. Walking by. She ain't got to do nothing, put some stuff in the window. She ain't got to do nothing but just put a sign out there. She probably have more customers than she could deal with. It was unbelievable. I'm going to find her. That's all right. If I can't find her picture, she's still there. I'll get them again from her. I'll tell her to send them to me. Y'all got to see this. It was literally like IKEA. The girl had it was beautiful. So these are the kind of things. And she had to think this way because she got a serious piece of overhead that she has to crack. $80 a square foot. Did y'all hear me? For 400 square feet in New York City. For any of you all that have been to IBS New York, you know where the Jacob Javits is, or if you've been to anything there, she's around the corner from the Jacob Javits Center. Very, very busy, awesome retail area in New York. I told her, girl, this is a gold mine here. It's a gold mine, literally. But she learned, this is some of the things, and I had to teach her some more, but she learned these are some of the things that she had to do in order to make it make sense. Okay? Now she had to give. I ain't got that kind of gift. I could do good with space, but not as well as she did. So pay somebody. Pay somebody to do it. These are the things you're going to have to do. If money is what you say you about, I need to make some money. Quit running from commission. Quit running from booth rental. I have it set up now. If you don't want full-on coaching for me to help you organize your business, fine. You can go on my webpage. I have non-consultation links. You pay me a certain amount of money. I give you a written consultation, tell you what to do, and you're done. If you need some help. If you want coaching for me to walk you through this process, custom coaching. I do that too, guys. I got a group called Reflections, which is straight up custom coaching. That's me and you, me working your thing out. I do site visits. I actually set up your programs, whatever needs to be done. I work with you to do that. I also use and allow you to use my assistants. I got two, one virtual, one brick and mortar, to actually help you build this money thing that you're trying to do. But you gotta be willing to make some changes, make some shifts. You gotta have some money now. You cannot go into this without a dime. So you gotta have some money from somewhere in order to do this, or you're gonna find your business, if it even exists at all, you're gonna find it sustaining, barely existing, on life support, and you are not gonna be happy. And a lot of us have these salons, and we're not happy because we're just not working within the right working model. It's the wrong model for where we're trying to go, for what our idea of success is. There are two more. I'm going to talk about those tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tuesday? I'm going to talk about those tomorrow and Wednesday. Money is just one. Money is, and I will say this. I'm going to go through this. I'm actually looking at what you will see if you buy the book. I'm going to tell you what you're going to need to pay. This is in commission. Let me go to the commission side. Insurance. Okay. That's in here too. Talking about the insurance. You're going to have all of that, guys. Insurance is going to matter. I'm going to the commission part. I'm actually sitting right here in front of my computer. Let me tell commission. Here we go. Commission, you know it's only one boss. And for y'all that don't like people running your stuff and telling you what you are or aren't going to do, you really need to establish commission. It'll keep you out of that issue I told you about earlier in this live, that you can possibly get jammed up. Now, if you want me to help you with that, there are ways. If you just insist on running a booth rental salon, but know that your money is capped off, but there are ways that you have to change your contracts so that you don't get jammed up. The benefit to commission is no limit in profitability. There's no limit. There's none. The more money your business makes and the people that work there make, the more you make. Send to that. There's maximum control over workers, clients, the products that are used, internal structure, inevitable changes that have to be made. You don't have to announce that. You don't have to send a letter out for that. This is something. No, the Booth Rental versus Commission book is not new. It is revised. Very much revised, but it is not new. It is on Knowledge by Nikki with 1K.com. The disadvantages for those of y'all that don't want to do this kind of work. You're gonna have to hire part-time, full-time managers, supervisors, overseers. I don't care what you want to call them. You're gonna have, if you still behind the chair, or even if you're not behind the chair, but you're not always there. With commissions, somebody needs to be there from the time the doors open to the time they close. And guess what else, guys? In commission, you don't give out keys. What do they need a key for? You don't give out keys in commission. You got somebody there that's responsible for opening, and you have somebody there that's responsible for closing. That is what commission is, okay? So whether it's you or you hire somebody, that's what you got. You got to pay state, federal, Social Security taxes, employee. You got to pay for all that stuff. You have to pay for all of that stuff, or you're going to end up in a jam. Like I told you earlier that the girl was in, you're going to end up in a jam, okay? You got to pay into workman's comp, unemployment. You also got to purchase all the products. That's the way commission's supposed to be. Now, I see some of y'all doing this bootleg commission. They take the money, they pay you your percentage. That ain't commission. Or they buy, you buy the, how's it go? You buy the chemicals, they buy the maintenance. And if you want to do real commission, that is not real commission. That's just a whole bartering system that y'all that came up with to do as less work as possible, but to also help these people grow at the same time. It doesn't work. You're going to end up still spending more money, okay, without the possibility of making more, okay? So that you're supposed to buy all the products, all of them. And because then if they use them all, they'll also pitch in on retailing them all. How they gonna retail what's on your shelf and you done let them buy some other kind of shine? They don't even like that shine you got. They don't even want that shine you got. If anything, they're gonna retail the shine that they use. This is what happens, guys. When you have commission, you can mandate retail. That's part of your job. That's not an option. Part of your job is to suggest that they need XYZ so that their hair maintains itself. You don't have to call it selling. It's suggesting. This is what you do. It's not impossible, guys. But yes, it is for a specific group of people. And if that group ain't situated to understand and appreciate what this looks like, then that group they can't work for you. It's just that simple. You know, I hear people say all of this all the time. And I'm going to put it out there. I hear staffing issues all the time. I can't find no staff. I can't do this. Everything about staff. The minute I ask people, what have you done to find staff? It's almost nothing. How can you say that you can't find them if you haven't even learned and done the necessary things to find them? That don't happen just one time. That's not a one and done type of thing. You have to do it over and over, just like any other business. We have no more struggles than any other business out here. They got to put some energy into finding the right employees too, and they got to keep doing it. The problem is a lot of us open these salons unprepared. We now working like a dog just to maintain them. We don't have the mental or physical energy to do it. Then what are you going to do? You're going to either sell it and regroup, or you're going to find a way to hire people, scale back. It is ways to fix even the worst broken stuff. And that's where we have come to. We jumped off the bridge without a parachute, have no idea what's on the bottom, and now we're in these situations. We ain't making no money. We have put ourselves in this by us underestimating what it requires to run a business. I've said this on many lives and I'll say it again. Just because you're a good cook does not mean you can run a restaurant. It does not mean that. Just because you do hair well does not mean you're a good business owner. And the minute we get that and we stop thinking one has anything to do with the other, that is when we will see our lives personally and professionally turn around, because these businesses are also killing our personal lives. They killing our money at home. I have seen things. I have coached people that were in such bad situations where if it was a marriage and the husband or the wife or one of them was not part of the business, now they almost in divorce court because that person got to keep taking money from the house to take care of the business. All of this affects your life completely, guys, entirely. And the problem is we are still existing under this principle that talent will sustain you. No, it won't. No, it won't. It may carry you for a minute, but it is not going to sustain you through this whole process. At some point, you're going to have to shift. You're going to have to embrace some of the stuff I'm saying, as well as whoever else you listening to, from YouTube, from wherever you get your information. I've said it many times. You're going to have to read some stuff that does not have pictures in it. Look, I'm sitting up here. You see this? I'm reading this stuff, financial intelligence for entrepreneurs. I read this kind of stuff, the 25 biblical laws of success. Look, this is old, and I done read this 1,000 times. You're going to have to learn some stuff about money, about managing people, about good leadership. All of this, if you do not embrace the learning curve and the mental shift or the paradigm shift that comes with it, you not only not going to make no money, but you ain't going to be in business long. I'm telling you. And you're going to be sitting up with a salon with 20 chairs in it, and ain't nobody in there working but you. And that gets very depressing. And then, look, to make it worse, some of y'all do come to the realization, you know what, this ain't working for me. I'm just going to sell the shop. I'm just going to get rid of it. And y'all can't even sell it. You know why? Because you done bought a bunch of she poo-poo furniture that anybody with sense don't want. They ain't going to buy it. I know 2 people right now trying to sell their shop, and they done spent all this money, white chairs, floors that's this light blonde color, just crazy stuff. They think that their salon is more valuable to sell because they're offering to sell with everything in it. Don't nobody want that. And that's exactly what's happening. People are walking in like, I don't want that chair. I don't want that. So what happens is now what you were asking, that 25, 30, 40 grand you thought you were going to get, you're not going to get it. Because people ain't getting nothing but a place that maybe the electrical is right. Maybe the plumbing is right. Maybe. That's if you ain't get Pookie in them to do it. That's if you got real people that really know what they're doing with electrical and plumbing, then it's cool. But if you didn't, I know many people, like, I'm going to buy a shop that was already a shop, and they still got to go drop thousands and thousands of dollars on electrical so everybody can blow dry one time, so everybody can turn the dryers on at one time. We got to do better, guys. This is just about making money. This is just about, that's right, Pookie and them. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Your brother that ain't never seen a electrical, not so much as an online course, but now he an electrician. Okay, and don't get me wrong. I had somebody back in the day, and I don't know if he dead. I wish I could find him. I had somebody back in the day, ain't seen no form of formal training, but he was taken on by real contractors because he could build a house. He was just that good. So occasionally you get a couple of Pookie and thems that can actually do the work well, but y'all know what I'm saying. You know that more times than not, if you've jimmied something up, it's not going to work sufficiently. So the person that comes behind you, they think they bought into something that saved them some money, but they still got to spend money. I have had to do as much as even spend money on a whole new meter, copper piping, bigger pipes so more lines can go through. Let me tell y'all something. I said, and just take this one free here. If you all want to go into something and say you want to save some money, go into a restaurant. Go into something that used to be a restaurant, not a salon. You're going to save more money there because a restaurant is held to a different standard when it comes to the village. The inspections are different. They ain't going to let them slide through the cracks. They have to have more than enough plumbing, electrical. They got freezers. They got, oh no, can't nothing go off in no restaurant because they burning grills and stuff all day, and it's more likely that they can cause a fire. So that the villages, I don't care what state you're in, they hold them to a higher amount of restrictions and things that they have to have. They'll make them open a wall, show up, do the stuff over. So this becomes a better draw when you talk about going into a salon. But these are just all the things I want you all to know that are part of your success principles, or some of them. If you want to make money, again, I got the phone number up there. You can text me at 800-580. You want a business consultation. You want to possibly consider coaching because I got to interview you. If you want custom coaching for everybody on here, if I used to coach you and you're out of the program, I do straight up custom coaching now. You still got a program we follow, but everybody needs something different. So I've shifted the program completely to understand. I work with you. I do site visits. I didn't work with contractors. I work with your staff. Yeah, people say you the new Black Tabitha. I'll take that. I love Tabitha, but I go way beyond that. I go way, way beyond. I even work on the back end with stuff. Make sure your books are together. Make sure your money is right. I still make sure you know how to read financial statements. And I do all of that. Okay, if you are interested, you need some help, text me at that number in the heading, 800-580-8074. We'll chomp it out. I'll send you a link. You can schedule when you want a time to talk. Some of them, if you want a straight up business consultation, that's not free. So I will send you the link. You can pay. We talk for an hour and a half. I give you a written set, whatever you need. But the bottom line is we got to change the way we think, or you see my cup, success will not be. That's what it says. Success will not be inevitable. It won't. And you won't even know what's wrong, y'all. So I got to go. Peace out. I got to meet a contractor in a minute. So I will talk to you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be talking about people. Those of you all who are literally opening your businesses just to build and grow people. There's a whole different working model. It don't work the same as this, okay? So if you're interested in knowing all of what I'm talking about and all the stuff in between, go on my website. It's at the top, knowledgebynikki.com. You can just click. I think it's on sale too. I can't even remember. Booth rental versus commission. Tell you all that. Break it down for you, where you got to go, what you got to look for, all that good stuff. I got a lot of other good books on there. We're going to, talking about insurance and all this good stuff. And I actually am working on a book right now that is talking about the new age booth rental, meaning this is the thing that's going to keep you out of court. Okay, so if you buy that book, you'll automatically get that revised version. That won't be done for probably about 6 months, but you'll get that revised version. But if you want to know more about it so you don't get jammed up by labor lawyers, because let me tell you what they're doing. Labor lawyers now are targeting our industry. They targeted meeting people, ask them, you on booth rental? If they say yeah, they'll say, well, I'm a labor lawyer. Let me see if you're being treated fairly. Let me see if they're that your contract is set up right. They are targeting because they looking to come up too. They're looking to say, okay, this ain't right. We're going to sue your employer. And if you mad at them, you might go for it. Okay, y'all understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep you. I've been to court a lot. Okay, and it's not fun. Thank God I've won everything. I ain't never lost nothing yet. Praise God. Hallelujah. But it was a learning experience for me, and I don't want to go there again. The title of my live yesterday was, if experience is the best teacher, why do we keep going through the same stuff over and over again? See, if you fail the test the first time, you got to take it over. That's just what it is. So I try to make sure that when these things happen to me, I pass the test. Learn what do I need to do so I don't end up back here no more. And then I try to share that information with you. All right. So I got my Salon Owners Conference coming up, you all. We only got a couple seats left. For those of y'all that want to come, it ain't too late. It's in November. You still can do payment arrangements. I got everything set up on knowledgebynikki.com. Payment arrangements. I got a breakdown. We also are going to be teaching this stuff there. I got me and I think 16 other people teaching, 17 actually, if you could count the host because he's teaching too. And these are things you're going to need to learn. I don't care what your idea of success is. You're going to have to learn how to strategize to get where you're trying to go. So I'm going to say peace out. This is Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. I'll see you tomorrow and we're going to talk about people. All right? Later.